This is Dr. Jack Barnathan, and I'm with my good friend, colleague, someone I look up to and turn to for advice, and has been part of my community. And we're basically like the A team, if anyone remembers that. We're the ones who solve the problems and create new perspectives. And that's what Kathy Dawson does. It's about new perspectives and going a little deeper. And Kathy, it is so good to see you today.
Good to see you too, Dr. Jack. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
This is fantastic. And you know what's so great? I'm just as a summary, Kathy is someone who has been a successful business owner in a number of arenas. She's someone who's an author. She's a compelling speaker. And from someone who has spoken to audiences all over the world, trust me on this one, she's someone who also wants to help people develop a deeper level of confidence and understand the word that we agree that kind of sums up what everybody really wants in one way or another is change. Kathy,
Agree.
am I right?
100%. And it's not just a change in physical things like our looks and the clothing that we're wearing, although that is incredibly important, but it's also change looks, but also in our outlook. And how we can change our outlook is focusing on habits, that kind of thing. And that will help change our outlook.
And this is coming from someone, the industry that I think got stuck and it's still stuck with the superficial changes, fitness, physical design. And Kathy's an award-winning leader, innovator, business owner in her career in fitness in the past. But see, there was the difference. Like even there, Kathy, right? It's like some people think if I lose 10 pounds, everything will change. But it's their attitude and their energy that
100%. There are two things that go hand in hand with owning the fitness industry, owning a gym, and working with women in the swimwear industry right now. And those two things that are really important for women to understand to create change in outlook is having a body positive mindset and great like a body self-awareness and understanding who you are and what you have.
share with everyone,
And
Kathy, your boutique. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
no, that's okay. The other thing I was going to say is that in both circumstances, we would have women come in and literally be completely and totally upset and crying because they were not happy with themselves. And we tried to tell them, you know what? It's okay to change, to have that outlook moving forward, but to love who you are now and still want to make changes, you can have both.
wow. See, that's huge. And I share with everyone now your work now, your boutique, and that how this is extending into really you're helping people to understand that everywhere they walk is a runway.
100% that when you have that confidence that comes from inside, and that's one of the things I try to teach my clients and that I post on social media to educate people, is when you have that confidence that has to come from inside, you stand a little taller in every room that you walk into. You hold yourself a little bit better, and there's science behind that. And the science is when you stand a little taller, you walk into that room, you feel a little more assertive. And there's a reason, is because you're releasing that testosterone. And that is a proven fact that when we hold ourselves a little bit higher in the rooms that we walk into, that when we have that inner confidence, we start to shift the energy that is affected in the rooms that we walk into.
Harvard and Stanford University, you shared at a talk that you gave recently, both showed that after a minute of changing and owning a different posture, and that's what you always talk about. It's
Yes.
like you're teaching people, it's like if you buy a suit at your shop, or
That's exactly it. Exactly. And this is the thing. And I can see from one piece of swimwear that I fit women into the next piece of swimwear, I can see by their body language and by how they hold themselves when they come out of the change room that they feel good in this piece of swimwear. And I will say to them, did you feel that shift? Because I can see that shift. This swimwear, it doesn't matter what the price tag is. It's not about that. It's about how it makes you feel. And I can see that shift. And they are starting to understand that when they invest in themselves, regardless of what it is, and in my case right now, it's a quality piece of swimwear, that you do hold yourself a little bit taller, you stand a little bit taller, and you not only exude that energy, but you're changing the energy that's around you 100%.
And that's one of the most exciting things, that it's like your change of energy, it becomes a form of, I'm going to use the word generosity,
Right.
because you're in a way unconsciously, other people's deep unconscious is wanting to rise up and stand taller. And it's something that really is positive. You're walking and you're owning, you're wearing something that you really are feeling. You're changing now everyone else. And I think we need a lot more people who are doing that.
Agreed. I think too many people are allowing the outer like society to dictate, how they should feel based on how they look. And as soon as we start to realize that, confidence and sexy is an inside job and it's not, and then that radiates to the outside, it's not reverse, then, we've got that. That makes all the difference in the world. And that it is not easy. And there are rituals that can be followed to start to get into that proper zone where you need to be, but it's possible. It's possible.
And I think that's a great idea for our next talk, because I think this is something that people have to absorb and start saying, I can change my look and my outlook, as Kathy said, and become someone who's having a positive influence on everyone that way. And you're reminding me of things when I was a kid. My dad always wore a tie when there was, I'm not wearing one now, Dad, but whenever he was a teacher later in life, and he used to say to me, always dress up nice, Jack, that you feel that way. He said, you can always take the tie off, you can always take the jacket off if it's too hot once you get there, but show yourself that respect. Like with such, yeah, I haven't thought of that in years, but you just triggered that, Kathy, and
It's
that's
it's it's true. Like dress for yourself, not the occasion.
yeah,
Because you know what? Like it shows that you have this great self-awareness and confidence. And people notice. People notice.
yeah, and change. There
Yeah,
we go.
change.
Kathy, Kathy, thank you so much. We're gonna Kathy Dawson. Uh, everyone follow Kathy, follow her conversation. Kathy, which Instagram page do we want to give
I
everyone?
think, well, the two that we have, the underscore salty underscore bikini is my business. So that kind of shows off the product that we have. But the educating and the inspiration comes from my personal page. And that's the underscore bikini underscore boss.
There we go. And I'll be including that below. Thank you, Kathy. This was
Thank you, Dr.
awesome.
Jack. I appreciate you. Have a